to the stream.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get it? Twist the knife build as per with Master Assassin. Shit. Let's mute the stream. Cleave off the ritualist, put him on focus.
Ensnaring Shadows. Stygian Sea. Ensnaring Shadows. Ensnaring Shadows.
For lust. I'll cleave off the commander here just because it's a lot. I'll wait a couple of seconds, about that much time, just let the tank get aggro. Also means I can comfortably spread my bleeds onto the next pack. And just see that Indiscriminate Carnage is still going to be up when we pull these guys. Hot with that Darkest Night there. This is fine to use Vanish here too. I'm going to apply Vanish, King's Bane into my main target here.
Abyssal Hell.
Position the Darkest Night over to the Ritualist. No need to reapply bleeds because this mobs are going to die within 7 seconds. That is the general rule of thumb for reapplying bleeds is, are the mobs going to last 7 seconds? Checking my mic's on mute, not on mute. Whoa, the fuck just happened there? Okay.
Bursting Cocoon. Ensnaring Shadows. Ensnaring Shadows.
For Web Mage here. 4 targets, so we're just gonna press our bleeds until everyone has bleeds. I'm not gonna shift here because my cooldowns are coming back. I like to just send cooldowns on cooldowns. So I will be using Deathmark, Shift T, Kingsbane here. And I like to always do a Vanish with Deathmark too. So I'll Vanish again just to put an improved Garrot on. I like to use one of my, because I'm using the double Vanish build, I like to use one with Deathmark always and treat the other one as a mini cooldown, which I'll just use as and when I need to in the key. Usually to reapply bleeds for those bigger pulls. You can also use it on the boss though with Kingsbane. At the 1 minute burst window, it's just not as good in my opinion for overall damage. But you should always do what the group needs, right?
Bursting Abyssal Hell.
Shows me when I have a Garrot available, which I then use a mouse over macro to spread. So because it's about 7 seconds, when you've got 7 seconds left on that primary target, you want to be using a Garrot at that point on a target to make sure that you have at least 100% uptime on 2 targets. That's my general rule of thumb there.
Targeted. Plantarati Bomb.
Yeah, cooldowns going into the boss, but it's absolutely fine because the boss is free anyway. Prioritize, you know, the boss isn't the scary part. The pulls before are harder, probably. As long as the tank can survive the beam here, there is nothing else going on really.
Beam. Obsidian beam. Three,
About
2.
we want to make sure Sanguine Blades is duplicated off the death mark. So we just pull that energy up and we're going to send everything now, including the Vanish. Should have made sure that Rupture was good going into that, but no worries, we'll reapply. When I'm using Death Mark, I always shiv at the beginning of that burst. If it's just a Kingsbane, then I'll shiv the last 8 seconds.
2, 1. Beat. Relaxing nut. Beam. Obsidian beam.
Using Evasion instead of Faint there, just for energy reasons.
2.
Evasion doesn't
1.
cost me any energy, obviously, but Faint does.
Darkness comes.
Gives me, I think, 20% damage reduction. Maybe even more, to be honest, depending on which hero talents you're running. Send this Kingsbane ASAP, don't want to hold on to it.
Beat.
Because I want it to line up for that death mark again. We'll shift that last 7 seconds. We'll also T the last 6 seconds, ideally.
Beam. Obsidian beam.
Just gonna cloak here. Alright, and then for this next burst window, we're gonna see how low the boss is.
3.
We may even
2,
hold.
1.
We'll see. But ideally I want to use my Kingsbane and Deathmark together. I guess I could split them up. To have,
Beam.
maybe I could send just the Deathmark, for example. That's an option. But nah, there's no point really. I always get tripped up by there's like a minor lip here on the boat, and it, like you saw, my movement was slightly extended.
3, 2.
Alright, 13%. I think I might just hold cooldowns, to be honest. Just because I have pot and everything.
Beam.
And it's just not worth pressing everything with pot right now. Just going to kill the boss off and then save it for next pull. Tanks usually like to do a spicy pull after this. In hindsight, maybe I would have Kingsbaned and it'd probably be back. If I used it as soon as it was available, it might have been back for the pull. That's the thing. With each key, you kind of have to get each level of key and the group. Things are always going to look slightly different. Well, I say always. What I mean is, a 13 is going to be different to a 14. A 14 is going to be different to a 15. Doesn't change too much beyond that. I tend to, when I'm doing like a push key, my cooldowns are pretty scripted at that point. But when you go back and do a key that's quite easy. We're going to cleave up one of the shadows over here. I'm going to put them on tab focus target just to get more bleeds out here, right? Because we'll spread more bleeds, and then we're gonna find our shadow target. Oh fuck, that's my bad.
Lasted a little longer.
No excuses there. That was just poor from me.
Black hail.
Hopefully we can get the stealth off. A tactician might still be up. Yeah, so we're gonna go off the tactician. Oh my god, don't know why I'm struggling so much here. I'm just going to start sending everything into the tactician with potion and everything else. Gotta press feint for dark flows, and we'll vanish as soon as that's available too, and we're just going to spread bleeds. We didn't potion, which is annoying. Cloak. Again, I'm going to vanish here. This is exactly how I like to use vanish. Off the shadow. So even though I died, I still ended up doing a lot of damage on this pull. It would have been a lot more, right? But it is what it is. We used cloak as well. We committed cloak just because we had a lot of overlaps with the dot and the dark flows. Not too sure where the tank's going with this.
Terrifying slam.
We're gonna end up getting that patrol in here. We'll press King's Bane. Actually, do you know what? We're gonna kick a few of these. Try and kick these mobs in. Spread the bleeds a little bit.
Targeted.
I'm gonna King's Bane after the slam because I think we have the slam.
Terrifying
Yep.
slam.
Pull the energy a little bit, get the bleeds back on, and then we'll King's
Sunset
Bane,
barrier.
and we'll make
Sunset
sure we're
barrier.
cleaving. Skip that last 7 seconds.
Terrifying slam.
Wait 3 seconds for Lust, so looks like the tank's gonna fly over to the Minior boss. Which is fine because we have all cooldowns, but we don't have Lust, so I would have ideally said, I don't know. I probably would have done another small pullback there. But it looks like we're just going to stand here for like 20 seconds. Now he's saying, okay. So I get bleeds on all of them.
Black edge.
Oh,
Ensnaring shadows.
right.
Dark orb.
So these cooldowns. Wait, I'm targeted for orb just as I put my cooldowns. That's mega unfortunate, but nonetheless, we are good.
Black edge. Black edge. Dark orb.
I'm using feint just before that orb explodes.
CC. Barrier.
This is great for Iron Wire, but honestly, you probably noticed I'm not using Iron Wire. It's not really needed in this key. It's not really needed in any key, in my opinion. I am going to Kingsbane here, and I think it may be back. Yeah, I'm going to use it, and it'll probably come back for when I want it on the next mini boss.
CC. CC.
Keep pumping out damage. Make sure Caustic Spatter's up, obviously. Kick on cooldown, all that good stuff.
CC. CC.
Play around Darkest Night a bit here so I can envenom one mob, get combo points back, envenom another mob. Try and maximize those amount. You can sometimes chain Darkest Night envenoms when mobs are low by using it on the mob with the lowest health towards the end of the pool. Always land on the roof here. Don't be that dude that runs in. Tank has, that's fine, but don't let it be you. Leverage Shadow Step and things like that. Right. Pop Feint for that AoE. In a high key, you want to make sure that's up for the first tick, or you probably will die. I probably would have died there if I was in a high key. I'm a bit rusty at keys, guys. I haven't really been playing much. Going to Vanish here with Improved Garrote into all that good stuff. My cooldowns, make sure I'm cleaving, use T. Fainted there at good time. And it's that Darkest Night. Okay, and he'll full combo points and send it straight into this Tactician with that next Darkest Night. You see how I kind of chain that? Alrighty. Nice fast run. Looks like we'll probably get plus plus quite comfortably, which is good for the person as the key. That's what I'm. That's why I'm in here. I'm in here because I know tomorrow. From tomorrow we get 20 crests, I think, for a timed plus 14 from tomorrow, which is great. I do need crests for a few crafts. I'm not going to craft anything today, but I'll relish the opportunity to get a few. For goodness sakes.
Black edge. Ensnaring shadows. Ensnaring shadows. Ensnaring shadows. Black edge. CC. Barrier.
So I have a plus 13, and I figured might as well try and do someone else's 13, and then I can kind of
CC. Barrier. Ensnaring shadows.
key,
Black edge.
because I've got a stone bolt, which is a terrible gig.
Ensnaring shadows.
And then from there, I'm going to throw out kidney shot on someone. Healer's dead.
Black edge.
From there, we'll see if we can get a good 13 to then go in plus plus, hopefully. That's the idea. And then maybe we get to 15. I haven't timed a 15 this week. I'd quite like to get a 15 done so that in the vault I can get a 15 key for next week and just speed up that kind of progression cycle. I'd like to try and push some keys next week. Right. We're gonna pot here when we're gonna use pot and cooldowns because we have vanish when the ads come out. Just because I'll do more boss damage, right? Because I'll have 20% extra agility from the ads from Center Blood, and then
2.
that's the plan anyway.
AoE.
AoE here, we'll feint the first one with evasion. Healer usually has the first one pretty covered. Trying to pool a little bit of energy here. Here comes the ads. So I'm going to be vanishing. I'm going to use tricks. Spread my bleeds. A whole bunch of bleeds out there. And then cooldowns on the boss with pot and everything else. And we're just proper pumping. Now, everything died too fast here. So I didn't really benefit from Center Blood during cooldowns. If this was a higher key, probably would have done.
AoE decay.
We'll use Vile and Feint here. We'll probably cloak the next one. I think the next one's the one where the healers are usually struggling. I'm being careful here not to auto-proc this T. So I want to save that. I want to have that for my cooldowns. Orbs on me, so I'm just going to take a few steps back, wait for it to travel, and then Shadow Step. I'll pop Feint just before it explodes, just to reduce the damage I take. We have ads here, so we're going to Vanish again, tricks, and use Rupture and get those bleeds out. We've got bleeds on everything. We'll do a Crimson Tempest as well.
3, 2,
And we'll Shiv.
4.
And for the next AoE, we'll be using Cloak.
3,
So yeah,
2.
on a high key, we'd be doing more damage because we can. We'll Cloak. We did auto-proc that T there, which isn't ideal, but luckily it overlaps with Kingsbane. If you're struggling with single target damage or energy, it's probably because T's getting auto-proc left, right, and center outside of your cooldowns. The general rule of thumb is you don't want to be hitting Envenom unless you have at least 80 energy, otherwise you will be auto-procking T. You can also make sure that you spread a Rupture on at least one of these shadows, right? Because you'll get an energy refund when it dies. So you can snipe a bit of energy on that like I've just done there. Just going to put me straight back on full energy. So we'll double up evasion with Feint for this one. Always trying to use 2 on every single one. So I'm either using Feint plus Vile, Feint plus evasion, or Cloak. Never really want to just be using Feint, especially if you're doing like a 15, you're going to need to double up. Really nice damage from the mage on this boss.
Terrifying
Explaining single target, getting out DPS by tank. What do you mean? Tanks on 800k? I mean, I held CDs, right, and it didn't really work out for me because I didn't get any benefit because the ads died too soon. But on a 15, I'd say that's the play. Anything below a 15, I think just send the cooldowns. Is my observation from that. I send all my cooldowns as the Architect here because this is one of the hardest mobs in the whole dungeon. I vanish to reapply Garrote as the ads are spawning so that I can use Indiscriminate Carnage on those as well.
Only the
Me and Clyde are on top of each
strongest
other, so that is rip.
survive.
CC barrier. Spread. Tormenting eruption. Usher reinforcements. Spread.
On healing. Whoa, I thought I cloaked. Never mind. That, like I said, guys, very, very rusty at M+. I haven't played any proper M+ in a while.
Spread. Tormenting eruption.
There again. We're just way too stacked in melee. And I think WoW just crashed. Group's gonna think I've just rage crit. Oh boy. We kill court. No, actually, we got a 7% wipe on court. I think it's 100% dead tonight. We had, I don't know, things suddenly just seemed to click for us, and we had like 4 or 5 pulls last night that were like sub 15%. Like we had 2 pulls below 10%, and I feel like we're gonna kill it tonight. The last part of the fight's quite easy. It's just like one final mechanic that we need to deal with, which is just like, yeah, the final charge to spell overlap, and the boss is dead. It's quite exciting, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think it was gonna go that way as well. I kind of thought we are gonna be stuck on that boss for a lot longer. Thought P3 prog would take us ages, but I don't know. By the time you get to P3, I guess everyone kind of, it's very similar to the rest of the fight.
AoE spread. Dodge. Expel webs.
Looks like we're gonna choke the plus here. I mean, the healer's really struggling, man. Oh boy, this is a reset angle here, surely.
Dodge. Expel webs.
Alright, let's lock in and try and make sure we time this key now. Healer seems to be struggling a bit, so we just need to probably cloak the first AoE. Yeah, cloak the first AoE because this phase isn't 2 minutes, and it'll be back for the last phase then. And then the second set of AoE, we'll just use evasion and feint with Vile to get the bombs done nice and quick. Again, if you're pushing really high keys, you don't want to. There's a lot more timing on this boss. You want to make sure that you try and push the boss to a good health before you phase it. But we're not bothered about that right now.
Rolling acid. Karate bombs. 3, 2, collect.
So
1.
this one.
AoE spray.
There used to be a bug in here when you cloaked, you wouldn't be able to pick up a bomb. But
Dodge. Expel webs.
just to play around a little bit.
Rolling acid. Dodge. Expel webs.
So we feint and Vile here.
1. Karate bombs. AoE spray.
We
Collect.
should be okay through these defensives.
Rolling acid.
But always make sure you're in you've got a good health before you pick up a bomb, because as you hold the bomb, it does damage to you, and that dot is the most lethal part for the healer from the acid itself.
Radiant light.
Five,
It's super free on this right now. I think I could do 15 plus plus quite comfortably. I think I could time this key on a 16. I just need it's just difficult to get an opportunity to. Very hard to get invited into a 16 unless you've got like 3,300 Rio, probably.
Acidic eruption. Acidic eruption. Targeting acid. Spinneret strands. Dodge. Expel webs. 3, 2, 1. AoE. Erosive spray.
Look here, trying not to auto proc T.
Rolling
I
acid.
hit a Venom 80 energy and above. Try and chain it here for a little bit on the one stack.
Dodge. Expel webs.
T in 15 seconds.
Spinneret strands. Three, 2, 1.
Bleeds before we go into this Kingsbane. Somehow I still managed to auto-use that T. And as you can see, I'm struggling with energy now because I have no T to keep up my energy through Kingsbane, which means I do less Envenoms and less burst and less damage.
Targeting acid.
Just faint on every single mechanic, that's pretty much all there is to this. Double up on the AoE with evasion or cloak,
Erosive spray.
or vial. Here I'm using vial and faint. And we have darkness, so we're chilling. I'm gonna shiv for CDs because boss is basically dead. And
Spinneret strands.
hopefully we roll either Dawn or Echo or Dawn is
Dodge.
the easiest key to plus plus. So hopefully I roll Dawn.
Targeting acid. 3, 2, 1.
As if you vanish with that on you.
AoE spray.
But 9 million overall is pretty shit. Obviously I died a lot of deaths. Some are my fault. In fact, I think they were all my fault. Well, I wouldn't say they were all my fault. There was a few where melee were just super stacked towards the end. That's everyone's fault. But yeah, there's a few silly deaths from them for me, for sure. Some that I could have stopped. I like to try and aim for about 2.3 mil overall, maybe 2 mil, at least 2 mil. It always goes down a lot on that last boss, but I've done it before. Alright, let's see what we get. Come on, Dawn. Yes, we got plus 13 Dawn. So you just have to ask. You have to ask the WoW gods. Now we can go get plus 13. 2.1, 3.1k IO and above. Is that too high? I don't really care. See if anyone queues up. We get some rank 3 pots, feasts, get stocked up on consumes. Yeah, once you've done a few keys without Iron Wire, it's very easy to never go back. It's like a 5% DPS loss. It's huge. Vanishing in the middle of a pack and reapplying all those improved growths with Master Assassin always does big damage. So Stone Vault is like the only key where... This is how I look at it. In Stone Vault there is one pool where Iron Wire is really good, and it's this one here, right? Where you've got the 2 Howlers, and then you've got another... All of these mobs are casters. I'm pretty sure they all have Gix. Just check. The Speaker casts Censoring Gear. The Howlers have Piercing Whale, which is a wipe, basically, that goes off in a high key. Invaders are casting Arcing Void, which doesn't do too much damage, but yeah, it's not ideal. And then there's another howler, right? So normally you're doing like all of this in one pool. So Iron Wire is amazing for pool 4. Sorry, not for, yeah, whatever pool this is. I think it might be pool 4, where you're doing all this. But what I just say to the tank, right, is usually this. If it's my key, especially, I say, hey, dude, I'm not playing Iron Wire on pool 4. Can you just kill one howler before you chain into the rest of the pack? Because you can just send Kingsbane into this howler and it's dead in like 8 seconds or something, right? And then just pull the rest. And then you only have 2 piercing whales to worry about. And everything else is kind of a bit meh if it goes off, but it generally is controlled just through. You just add so much. It just makes it so easy if you kill one howler, then pull the rest, then kill the other howler. By the time 2 howlers are dead, you're chilling. Pretty much. Anyway, so like I was saying, that's the only point you need it, right? And there's ways around it. Communication. Also, pull 3 when you're bringing all this together, being able to iron wire these guys back here is pretty big too. But you know, you can do it without it. You know, you don't need it. It makes life easier, yeah, but it's not worth the damage loss in a high key, if you ask me. All the ones before boss to drag them in. Yeah, yeah, it's really good in Stonevolt. Ironwire is the only key I'd ever consider running Ironwire. Sorry, Stonevolt is the only key I'd ever consider running Ironwire. But I try not to. I'll look at the comp. If we're playing with a prop pally, I'll probably try and get away without it. Why I removed kick and blind from my bars? Yeah, don't do that. No, the runes don't stack. I just use the cheap rune for a chill key, and then I'll use the big boy expensive rune for a push key. Right, no one is queuing my key, so I'm going to reduce the Rio down to 3k, re-queue it. Just want a plus plus so bad, guys. Oh, for raid? Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't remove kick from the bar from raid. It comes in handy. Blind as well. I like to have that. It's handy, right? Like fights like Worm. Fights like Worm. Brood Twister is good to have blind. And save someone or save you if you're getting fixated by the little worms in Mythic. Gives you a global to get out, get away from them. Oh, right, yeah, no. Doesn't stack. I just use this one from last expansion most of the time. In raid, like on a prog fight, I just use this. Way too expensive to use the other ones. On farm raids, though, if I'm trying to get a good pass, I might use the augment rune. Crystallized one. Mate, no one is. I'm just going to remove the barrier to entry for this key. No, I guess who's going to do, guys? I think it's at this point in the season. I think it's really hard to get a group that can do plus plus on a 13, because I think most people are kind of either done with M plus, or you're dealing with the laggards. With no offense, it's people that are either still learning or came in late to the season, or people that aren't very good at the game for whatever reason. And then, or it's re-rollers, which is what we want to try and find. We want to try and find those re-rollers, right? It's Tuesday before reset. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely dead. I'm playing out of boredom. I was thinking about going to the driving range, but my back is killing me. So I thought, oh, I'll just do a couple of keys. My wife's having a job interview right now, so I want to be in the house to chat to her after that. So I figure let's just do some keys quick. Told today died 7 times from aggro. That's rough. That's rough. Grim Patrol is like the hardest key for a tank, I think. Coming from someone who's... I've tanked it on a 12. I think I tanked it on a 12 with like 615 item level. No, maybe not. Something low. It was something ridiculously low. But there's so many tank slams in there. Warrior is the best tank in Grim Patrol by far. Just because they can spell reflect the tank slams and spell block them. And spell block lasts for like an entire pack. It was a warrior that I tanked it on. I actually went in there in my prop pally and I really struggled in my prop pally in there. Is that the boss where you go and sit in the corner? Yeah, I know. It's sketchy because the tornado things still hit you. So you still take quite a lot of spiky damage, but you can't really anticipate it. You kind of just have to press your defensives when you see your health dipping. Last boss knock, yeah, that's hard to tank too. You have to make sure there's nothing behind you. You get knocked back into a tentacle, then that's rip. It's a hard key, man. I think tanking in general this season is really hard. Honestly, I usually enjoy tanking, but this season it's like, I don't know, it's really punishing. I feel like in previous seasons when I play my prot warrior, if I'm spamming, what do you call it, ignore pain, you are taking no damage. But this season you're spamming ignore pain just to live. Maybe it's because I've got low item level, I don't know, and I don't have a particularly good second tank trinket. So I don't have that Swarm Lord's authority that everyone runs in M+, but yeah, like I feel like it's a struggle just to survive. And the other thing is as well, because of the struggle to survive and I'm spamming ignore pain, I feel like I'm constantly rage staffed, which just is not fun gameplay at all. Prop Pally is a lot more fun, it's a lot faster. But yeah, it's rough. I'm actually going to do a weekly tanky now, just because like I'm feeling this 13. Like, if we plus plus it, it's worth it because then I get a shot to do a 15, which gets some Rio. So I don't know. But this is players that are progging. I suppose this guy's done 13, 636 item level. Don't usually like playing with mages because their cooldown timings don't sync up with us at all. Assassination Rogue is, I think it's the hardest class I've ever had to learn for M+. Like one of the easiest I've ever had to learn for raid though. So that's the trade-off. But M+, yeah, I don't know. Half the battle is with your UI, mate. So just try and get a good player profile. I on my guides I do share the latest player profile in the description of the advanced M+ guide I made. Feel free to grab that. Hopefully it really helps. Just keeping track of all of those bleeds is the hard part. It's the hardest part. And then there's just like infinite like circumstantial stuff in the there's no like rotation. It's all just like a bunch of, it's a priority system. And if you go check out someone like Whisper, he does some pretty good guides too. But the thing is about Whisper is he looks at things very mathematically, and he's not really a high key pusher. So you know, there's sometimes you're going to trade things off to do a little bit less damage because it's what's needed in a key. Like, you know, sometimes priority damage is more important than overall DPS. You know, and if your group's going to wipe because of a certain cast going off, then you need to throw the rulebook out the window sometimes. 2.8k. Oh man, I should have taken that tank. All right, let's get an org. I could just see this being. We're going to time it, right? But I don't want to time it on a plus it. There's a difference. 2.9k tank with 12 plus plus. Let's get him in. And then ideally here I'd go Enhanced Shaman. Find a nice flavor of the month reroller to come and do a 20% log. Also would be willing to take a Frost DK. Ideally I want Shaman just... Oh no, we have lost already, so yeah, we could take anyone really. Any pumper. Ret Pally isn't bad. We'll just see if a pumper keys up. Yeah, too many S's in Assassination. That's the first hard part about the spec. Frost Mage is insane. I think it can be. A few people have tried telling me it's meta. I don't know if I believe that. Surely meta is Enhanced Shaman, Disc Priest, Prot Pally, Augmentation of Ochre, which you need from like plus 15s. And then I think it's still Frost DK. Last time I looked. Nice little pumpy enhancement shaman right here. Let's give this guy a go. Now we just need the heals. Oh shit, I just accidentally invited the warrior. Misclick. Sorry, dude. I'm still going to run with rank 2 pots. And no, I probably will pop a crystallized augment rune here, but yeah, I'm not gonna commit the rank 3 pots. Where's the healers at? $99 passes? What, like item level passes or like overall passes? And is it heroic? Because even if it's item level passes, I mean overall passes would be, yeah, wow, okay. Is that because no one's playing Frost though? Like, I don't know what people are playing in Raid, but I don't know. I don't know what people are playing in Raid. Here's a Silken Court. So yeah, 12% wipe here. Best pull was 7%, but we had a 12% wipe here, and we have a mage. Our mage is playing Arcane Mage. As you can see, he finished on 1.5. Let's have a look at what's going on here. This is our best pull. Not our best pull. This is one of their best pulls. I don't think I can go for any further back than that. Must have reset. Me and Crowlin were doing the same. Although I'm still trying to improve my damage on that fight towards the end. I keep accidentally losing my Darkest Night going into the second intermission. Keep not putting on a Nubarash, and then I don't have Vanish, so I lose a lot of damage there. And I also haven't perfectly found the timing for my final set of CDs, which is on the double ramp overlap at the end. But as you can see, Enhancement Shaman popping off, Warlock, Destruction Warlocks, and Affliction Warlocks, I think, doing really well on that fight. Shadow Priest doing really well on this fight as well. I think this guy really needs to try and improve his damage a little bit. Maddie probably died. That's a different fight. I didn't die 3 times. That's from the key. Let me try and get this on the same data. Maddie died at start? Oh no, it's at the end. Wait, what? 8 minutes? Don't really know what that means. This would mean that nobody died until 7 minutes in. I don't know if that's crazy good for us. So yeah, Maddie's damage is a lot less, and she only died like 20 seconds before the wipe, so I think she's struggling a bit. We have an arcane mage as well. 2 arcane mages right down the bottom. Well, yeah, pretty low, I guess. Oh gosh, right. Why did the tank leave? Easy, safe road. Let's take this 3.1k monk. And I guess the prot warrior? Oh, you can just see this key getting bricked. Easy, safe road. I don't want easy, safe road. I want plus plus. I want big balls. I guess I'm leaning towards the warrior. He's tanked Mythic. First 4 bosses. Rushdown hits pretty hard. Right, I think I'm going to invite the warrior. Wait, do we need a combat res though? Yeah, we actually need a prot party at this point. So, is this guy or nobody? 626 item level tank called Oriana Grande. I mean, if I'm going to think about a tank, Ariana Grande is probably the furthest thing away from a tank that I could think of. I think we're going to wait a little. Didn't raid for 3 weeks. Just used 7-point rupture on the bug. I think. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I just need to hold. In fact, the timing works out so clean for me to move the Darkest Night onto an Uberash. I just blindly. It's just the timing thing. Now I know. It's like when the tall skinny boss teleports to the middle of the room. As soon as that damage ramp is over, I need to move Darkest Night onto an Uberash. As long as I do that, we're absolutely fine. I think I'll finish the fight somewhere around 1.8 mil. Maybe a bit more. We'll see. Depends how that final damage ramp goes. I'm trying to save my second pot for the charge right at the end so that you get the overlap on. Talk about Silken Court for anyone that just joined the stream. Has anyone been playing Classic? I've been trying to. I played a little bit of Classic recently. I was really bored one week, and I loaded up Classic. I have a level 14 warrior. It's kind of. I don't enjoy questing. I absolutely hate questing. I feel like it's a pain in the ass. But I like the old school dungeons. I quite like the pace of it. Like I've got a prot warrior level 14. My plan is to level just through dungeons. So I'll probably do. I'm waiting for him to be rested for like 2 levels. Then I'll log in and do like 2 runs at RFC. That'll be level 15. You know, I just log in a couple times a week, do a few runs, and then Wailing Caverns, and then Shadowfang Keep, and then BRD, or whatever comes after that. Oh, this is painful. Right, this guy's getting the invite. Oh, I just left the queue. Why is it always that way? Come on, Prot Warrior. Fine, sweet you. I think Classic would be really good. I haven't played Season of Discovery, to be fair. That shit might be alright. But I'd love Classic if you just had a mount. Give me a mount at like level... Let me start with a mount. Give me a mount like level 5. Increase like the outer combat. Like mana's pretty poor, isn't it, in Classic? Like if you're playing a caster or something, you run out of mana after like every pull. You have to drink in between like every pull. That's kind of troll. But if you have your mage in your group for food, it's not too bad, I suppose. My memories of playing like back in Burning Crusade were always doing huge pulls. I just remember doing huge pulls non-stop. I'd always have like a prot warrior or a prot paladin. And I'd be doing a dungeon appropriate for my level, maybe like 1 or 2 levels below. And then I'd always be playing my mate who was a healer, and we just had roots completely down. We had it locked down to a T. Had a little CC here and there, a little sheep, and then there'd be like line of sight pulls where everything was a line of sight pull. Bring the casters in, group everything up, pop your biggest defensives, and then AoE that shit down with like a frost mage. Used to level pretty fast doing that. Two buttons every 5 minutes. Oh yes, a tank. Let's go. This one will do. Shit, could have took the druid as well, but it's real. We needs to be at plus plus, remember. Otherwise, this whole thing is a waste of time. If this isn't a plus plus, I'm probably not going to do any more keys today. So I'm not going to do a 14 just to try and get 15 to get one shot at getting some Rio, which will probably be an instant brick. It's 25 warriors, 10 mages. I haven't played, I don't think I've ever played Rogue on Classic. I played a little bit of Rogue during, like, Burning Crusade, or Lich King, I guess. I leveled a Rogue, and I loved it. I thought it was sick. But on Classic, yeah, but it's pretty slow. I'm expecting a new guide for the ring tomorrow at 9 a.m., 5 a.m. Bro, I haven't even, I don't know anything about the ring. The raid leader, our raid leader said last night the ring is going to scale. It's just been buffed. It's going to scale to like 659 or something, which means I guess it lasts for 2 seasons. I don't know. Maybe it's only 1 season. Why are we running out? Oh. I assume it'll be a quest chain. I assume it'll be time gated to level it up. Maybe. Probably like a weekly quest we got to do or some shit. I'll let someone else make the guide for that one. I think it's a proc, right? Like an RNG proc. 639 though, that'd be cool. I'm going to replace Sealer Poison Pact probably with it. Or I'll have to sim, but we'll see. Alright, let's go. Need a food buff.
Five, four, three, two, one.
With its complement of cannons, it can... Wait. Who are those intruders?
Plus plus, let's go.
Ensnaring shadows. Ensnaring shadows. Stygian Sea.
For a second there. Still nice. Yeah, we'll cleave a commander here. wait 1 or 2 seconds. Open so tank can get threat. We'll pot here too. Should have clicked that mob back there.
Abyssal
Oh well, we'll go back and get him in a second. Someone else got him.
Ensnaring
Pot here.
shadows.
Kick there. Shiv. I'm gonna press T, even though I'm not using any cooldowns, just for the cleave damage. Kinda wish I had Vanish. Gonna transition the mark across and then actually Kingsbane this guy.
Ensnaring shadows. Abyssal hell. Ensnaring shadows.
Oh boy, missing a lot of kids.
Stygian sea. Radiant light.
So I think we're aiming for 2.3. It's a good target, I guess. Do it after this board, but overall damage up.
Targeting. Ensnaring shadows.
So that's it. As you see, I nearly died there. If I was in a 15, I would faint twice on that ability if it targeted me. I'd faint the initial application.
Ensnaring shadows. Bursting cocoon.
Just as it's coming to an end, because it does that final tick, seems to hurt quite bad. Alright, overall damage. Damage. Over. Pumping. Usually the web mage, but we'll stick with this for now and we'll transition across when we can. Like I said before, you want to be using Garrote at 7 seconds on a target. Just means you'll get 100% uptime on 2 targets that way. You see, I have it again. I think I just accidentally used it on the same target. But do as they say, not as I do.
Bursting cocoon. Abyssal hell.
Yeah, we're saying Kingsbane here, fuck it. Waiting for that mob to die so I can instantly send the Darkest Night in. I need to try hard not to auto-proc T as well this run. I lost a bit of damage last run from that.
Bomb.
Cool, we have full CDs coming back in a second. We'll be pooling energy back up to use those cooldowns when we have them. We'll send Darkest Night at the moment, top priority.
Beam.
Darkest Night is like a top priority. More than even applying a bleed. Alright, and we have cooldown, so we're going to pull our energy back up to at least, I don't know, 180-ish. Just because we want Sangin Blades to be duplicated. Oh boy.
Collapsing night.
Envenom first, then cooldowns. I should have reapplied the Garrote. Actually, that's fine, because we're going to vanish into him, reapply that Garrote anyway. Use that, clear the witness. Reapplying Rupture at 4 combo points, just because I don't want to delay. I want to get as many Envenoms as possible off in my Kingsbane. And
3.
positioning's a bit rough here. I might have to just come away from the boss slightly, just to make sure I don't die.
Feet.
Collapsing night.
Pre-move out of that Collapsing Night.
Beam.
Obsidian
Now the next question is, do I send Kingsbane before we fly away, or do I hold? I think
3,
we'll probably
2.
be holding.
1. Feet.
collapsing night.
Obviously we'll be holding. I don't know if you have to. I think the bleeds always run out here anyway. I just kind of might as well just let them run off the boss. Unless you actually, if you put a fresh Rupture on before you fly away, that would actually be better. See, I never tend to think about these things until I start trying to talk through it. But yeah, if Rupture would have lasted through that. Well, it doesn't make any difference really.
1. Feed.
And I guess we'll just send Kingsbane.
Knight.
Save pot. For something.
Beam.
Ship that last 7 seconds. We'll either be potting. Yeah, we're probably. I don't know. I kind of want to pot the pool we do when we go down. Because it's much bigger than this. Much harder.
Feed.
Collapsing night.
Oh boy.
Beam.
Obsidian beam.
Trying to decide what to do with my death mark. I think I hold all my cooldowns, send them all. Is it I'm going to hold them, use them together? I don't know, I'll let Maurice decide. Maurice, am I sending death mark now or holding it?
2. 1.
Holding it for next pool or using it on the boss now?
Collapsing night.
Ambush Garrote. Rupture. What does that mean?
Beam.
Obsidian beam.
I mean, am I... I'm not asking you to call each button. I'm going to hold it, actually. Might be the wrong thing to do, but whatever. Decision's been made. I'm just going to send a Shiv.
3. 2. 1.
I'm purposely just doing fuck all damage because the next pool I can do a lot more
Obsidian beam.
if I hold my CDs. Probably should have sent the Kingsbane though, shouldn't I? Would have been back.
High.
Alright, let's roll. We're aiming for 6 million DPS next pool. Maybe 7. We have everything. Hoping the tank goes big. Go big. We'll cleave off this shadow. Don't die them. Please don't die.
Right.
Black edge.
Kick this guy in. Spread a few more bleeds. That'll do. Gotta find my mark target, which I've completely lost. Do I even have a mark target? Alright, actually, we're going to send everything into this guy, and then we're going to vanish, and because I don't want to delay. I don't know where the mark target is. I think I lost it, so I'm just making a new one.
CC.
Barrier. Black hail. Black hail.
Boom! Pumping. Transition this across the tactician. Everything's almost dead. I need to vanish again here. 7.7
Black hail.
mil
AoE.
deeps.
Black
Just
hail.
faint for the AoE.
AoE.
Close. Black edge.
Successful fall. I guess he's going to take these 2 mobs into the next one, maybe. Alrighty.
Terrifying slam.
Gonna port down there after the slam, do a little kick, spread some bleeds onto this guy.
Targeted.
We'll cloak the bleed, or the dot, or whatever it is.
CC.
Barrier.
I will use Vanish here. Probably. Probably now, with the Kingsbane. Kind of lines up nice. And we'll reapply the Ruptures, because they're all in the... diminishing, or whatever it is called. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. Where we extend.
CC.
Alright.
Barrier.
Shame pulling 2 more mobs, don't really love that.
Targeted.
Gonna feint with Vile here.
Terrifying slams.
Trying not to pull those mobs back there. Oh boy. Kicking stuff.
CC.
Barrier.
CC.
Barrier.
CC.
Terrifying slam.
She could send cooldowns. Definitely not going to send cooldowns, actually. Why are we just chain pulling? Stop chain pulling. I'm a rogue.
CC.
Barrier.
cooldowns. They have everything but pot. Okay. Or minibus. Zoom in.
They've taken the inn as a foothold, and a lieutenant leads them.
Black Edge.
Time.
Ensnaring Shadows. Dark Lord.
Double me?
Black
Confused.
Edge.
There was a noise. It confused me. Mission says 2 more improved growths.
Target Edge. Dark Lord.
It's on me too. Little Crimson Veil, sidestep, shadow step ting.
Black Edge.
Nicely done.
The Nubian foothold on the town ends.
Oh, we pulled. So with 5 targets, you can just spread all your bleeds off of 1 target. That's absolutely fine. Don't.
Barrier.
With 6, you want to tab off, and it's a bit more efficient that way.
CC. Barrier. CC. Barrier.
Position here. Just going to send the Kingsbane. Save everything else.
Black Edge.
Should have tabbed off here, but I didn't.
Ensnaring Shadows. Ensnaring Shadows. CC. Shadows. CC. Barrier. Black Edge.
This is a good pull to vanish, to be fair, but I think I'm going to save it for the boss.
Ensnaring Shadows.
So, because we have an orb,
Black Edge.
I'm going to vanish on the ads,
Ensnaring
so I think I'll get
Shadows.
value from that.
Black Edge.
Using start them up with low health, because then I get it back instantly again to do on the tactician. Yeah, I think I'm going to... Question is, do I send CDs on pool? Oh, we're going to the minibus. Forgot about that.
There's a lieutenant in
Well, we're going to send cooldowns here, obviously.
AoE decay. Black Edge.
Not going to send the pot, though. But we will send a death mark.
Black Edge.
This is worth a vanish, for sure, so I will vanish
Black
here.
Edge. Three, two, one. AoE decay. Black Edge. Black Edge. Black Edge. Black Edge. Targeted. 3, 2, 1. AoE decay. Black Edge. Targeted.
Luckily, my daughter and her children are safe. Weakened the commander and cleansed my home. Thank you.
Dark Lord.
Maybe. I faint every single orb.
Terrifying slam. 3, 2, 1. AoE
This first one will just faint and vile. Save cloak. The healers usually got that first one covered. Oh, someone died.
Ads.
I vanish here to spread the everything else. Just a couple. Prioritize boss
Dark
damage.
Orb.
And again, faint just as that orb's about to blow up.
Terrifying slam.
And we're gonna save.
2.
We're gonna cloak here.
AoE. Shadowy decay.
Actually, no, we're not. We're just gonna faint and use vial. We'll cloak the next one. That's me trying to read the pug, right? In an ideal world, you probably cloak the first one, then you're gonna get 2 uses of cloak on the boss, right? But pugs, the healer's usually gonna commit cooldowns to the first one and the second one.
Animate shadows.
Alright, so here we're gonna pop Death Mark. We're gonna vanish and spread a couple of bleeds.
Terrifying slam.
And then we're gonna Kingsbane and Shiv, and hopefully we're just doing like huge damage now. Yeah, we're doing some pretty big damage.
2.
And we'll cloak here. We're not even gonna use I didn't faint because I knew I was gonna cloak, so I knew I was gonna be perfectly fine. Spell warding goes out on the monk from the paladin, which is nice.
Terrifying slam.
We used obsidian scales, we used, I don't know what the shaman did, but he did something.
Animate shadows.
So I'm going to rupture one of these mobs and then just press Crimson Tempest and then go back to cleaving off the boss. The reason I'm rupturing one mob is just for energy. Use faint here,
3. 2.
blind here, kicks, use
Terrifying
faint.
slam.
Here we're going to use faint and evasion and probably use vial as well, just to make it easier for the healer.
Shadowy decay.
Actually, no, we're not going to commit vial. No need. On a 15, yes. Pull some energy.
Dark Orb.
Then we'll go into that Kingsbane. I'm not going to hold it too long, so I want to keep this cooldown synced up as much as possible.
Terrifying slam.
Bit slow on my shiv there.
Ads.
Rupture one mob.
3.
Same again.
2. 1.
Get slice up.
Shadowy decay.
Use faint and vial. Sorry, when I said slice, I meant tricks and trade. Had a bit of threat.
4. Dark Orb.
And then we just kill the boss. Sending all cooldowns into this first mob and will vanish when the ads spawn. If you have Ironwire, this is great for the group. If not, it's just good to get improved roots on them to kill the ads quickly, as well as do more damage through Deathmark. Alright.
Spread.
Try and pre-spread as well.
Tormenting eruption.
You definitely want to be quick on your defensives if you get targeted with that torrenting eruption. So I'm going to let my Garrote tick right out here and then vanish and then
Spread.
spread onto these guys.
Tormenting eruption.
My cloak insta. Back onto the boss.
Ensnaring shadows. Usher reinforcement.
Make sure we pre-spread. Just going to kick here. Going to pre-faint in case... Oh, it never goes on 2 people same in a row, apparently. So if you didn't get it the first time, you're going to get it the second time. And if you got it the first time, you're not going to get it again. Apparently.
Spread.
So this will be on me, so I'll faint. And I can use Vial too to help the healer.
Usher reinforcements.
Get that mage out there.
Tormenting eruption.
Oh, it's on me again. Health pot. Did I just prove the theory incorrect?
Ensnaring shadows. Dodge. Expel webs. Targeting acid.
You want to use faint for every mechanic on this boss.
3. 2. Select. 1. AoE. Spray.
Use evasion and cloak for the first AoE, and then pop Vial and go pick up the bombs.
Dodge. Expel webs.
Everyone else did the bombs super fast. Gonna hold death mark for the for phase 2.
3, 2, 1.
Karate bombs.
AoE.
Erosive spray.
My DV. I just pressed feint. I'm gonna wait for the healer to top us up before getting the bombs. Oh,
Targeting
okay.
acid.
Oh, one bomb's in China. We'll try and get that one.
Dodge.
Dispel webs. Radiant light.
First thing we do when we get back on the boss is vanish to put mark on it, and then we'll just send all cooldowns of pop.
Five,
We're going for 2.3 overall. We're currently on 2.86, so it's pretty good, really. I think that's the most I've ever done in here. It will go down a lot after this fight, though. But yeah, still looking good.
Acidic eruption.
So he
Acidic eruption.
bleeds up, and
Acid.
last. Why are we not lasting? There we go.
Spinneret strands.
And re-vanish that last. Get Master Assassin up for the last 5 seconds of that burst, and improve grip.
Dodge.
Dispel webs.
Same as last P1. Just use feint on every single mechanic.
3, 2,
Use the cloak on the AoE. I like to use it on the second AoE.
Erosive spray.
So here we'll just feint and evasion. Ah, the healer had some big buttons there for sure.
rolling acid. Drop.
Spinneret
Accidentally used
strand.
T there, that's a mistake. With this, just press feint and then shadow step back.
Dodge.
Dispel webs.
3, 2,
I'll cloak
One.
this one.
AoE.
Erosive spray.
Pull my energy a little bit here. See, this is where I auto-procced T a minute ago, like
Dispel webs.
10 seconds ago, and now I don't have it for this burst, which is a bit unfortunate. Because I'm going to run out of energy, and I'm just going to be sitting there waiting for energy.
Spinneret strands.
So yeah, try not to auto-proc T.
Dodge.
Dispel
3,
webs.
2, 1. AoE.
Erosive spray.
Use feint and vial together for this one. Be careful not to proc this T. So I'm only going to press Envenom when I'm on like 90 energy. I think it's 80 energy you need, but I always say 90. Run out with this, feint, and shadow step back to the boss.
Dodge.
Dispel webs.
Alright. Pull my energy for a second because we're about to go into the final burst.
3, 2,
And we'll vanish into Garou, Deathmark, Shiv, all the rest of it. And boss will be dead in a sec.
dodge.
Dispel webs.
Drop.
Spinneret strands.
Tighter on the plus plus than I thought it was going to be.
Rolling acid.
3, AoE.
Erosive spray.
Nice. Seven minutes left on the timer. Only one death. Let's have a look, see what plus 15 key we just got. Please be something I need. City of Threads. I'll take it. I nearly timed this the other day, but the tank died on the third boss. Definitely going to run that one today before reset. 2.47 on overall. Oh. BOE bind to wall bound trinket too. Pretty good. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream there. I'll be doing that plus 15 at some point today, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one.